Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I said that the United States of America will start a war against Iran to benefit that country that starts with an I in the Middle East. And that's not Iran or Iraq. And I have here a list of videos that I made all this in the past 3 years, warning and stating that the United States will start a war against Iran at the orders of who benefits the most. Not the United States of America. The United States of America does not benefit from a war with Iran. Other entity in charge of the United States of America benefits from a war with Iran and will use the United States of America to fulfill its God-given promise, land. All right, so what happened, my friends? This guy right here, called Donald Trump, threatens bombing if Iran does not make a nuclear deal. Got it? Now, you got to understand the art of the steal, not the deal, the steal by Donald Trump. And that is, I want something you have. I don't care if it's for sale or not, or if you agree with the conditions. I want it done this way. And you need to negotiate. That is, in front of everyone, I will gain legitimacy because you're going to sign something that I will have you sign under the threat of punching you in the face. This is the way Donald Trump makes business, does business, negotiates. Now, that's not negotiation. That is blackmail. That is thugs. That is mafia. That is Al Capone style. If I come to you and I say, I want your house, and I say, I don't want to talk about wanting I don't want to sell my house. And I say, I'm going to punch you in the face, and I'm going to get your house. And I say, okay, let's negotiate. Okay, I'm going to give you $5. And I say, first, I didn't want to sell the house, and now you offer me $5? I'll punch you in the face if you don't give it to me for $5. So let's negotiate. I give you $6. You don't want to sell it for $6? I'm going to punch you in the face. So you're going to sell it for $6. The whole world will see how you signed the negotiations, but there was no negotiation. There was the blackmail under the threat of punching in the face. This is the United States of America, who likes democracy, freedom, capitalism, fair competition, free speech, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. This is the leader of this planet wannabe. Now, I'm going to show you what is Iran's reaction to this. But before I do this, I will show you some videos I made saying that United States of America will start a war in Iran. When Donald Trump was selected, mind you, and confirmed by us by voting through the voting machines, I said in the first video, Trump, talking about the geopolitics, the global changes, according to my understanding of the dynamics of the system. I said probably in Ukraine things will go to a stalemate and he's going to go full force, Trump, and follow the orders of those guys in the Middle East against Iran. I said he will find a pretext to bomb Iran in behalf of them. And here are some videos. Let me go to the first one. Right there. November 27th, 2023. US provokes, and I said, wants war with Iran, and says, I-carrier strike group enters Persian Gulf. Fanatics prophecy. This right here. Iran is ready for war with United States of America. Iran threatens United States with decisive response to any US strikes. Let's go more. Biden threatens Iran with war. Where to start in Middle East. Poland's under occupation, pop. Let's go. We got more. All right. And this is, Trump will get US in a war with Iran. Right there. Iran prepares for war, deploys air defenses. This is January 12th. All right, so these are some of my videos that I made regarding this. Because I knew it was coming. I know who owns them, I know who's behind it, I know who benefits, and I know who has been pushing since September 2001. All right, let's go and see Iran's reaction to this, right? Russia Today. Iran rejects direct talks with the US in response to Trump's letter. Washington's actions in the past have undermined trust between the two nations, President of Iran has said. Tehran has ruled out direct talks with Washington in response to President Donald Trump's recent letter suggesting negotiations about Iran's nuclear program. Why should they do it? Why shouldn't the United States of America get rid of its nuclear program and nuclear weapons? After all, the only country in the world's history who dropped atomic bombs on civilian cities twice, it was the United States of America. So it has no legitimacy of owning any nuclear weapons, let alone telling who can have and who cannot, because they somehow are morally superior. They're not. Those two drops of atomic bombs on the 6th of August 1945 and 9th of August 1945, there were war crimes. And if Japan wouldn't have surrendered after the two, the Americans said, we're going to bomb another city, and then another city, another city, and another city, until you surrender unconditionally. That is called genocide. Terrorism? War crime? All of the above? You pick. All right, let's move on. But hey, the United States of America somehow has the authority and audacity to tell everybody else who should have peaceful nuclear program or warheads. I'm not for nuclear warheads and nuclear weapons, but hey, definitely I know one country, two actually, who should not have them. One is Israel, if they have them, and the United States of America. But, well, I don't think anybody should have them, but then you would have some other means of weapons of mass destruction. Remember Iraq? Okay, so here it is. So he doesn't want to talk. U.S. actions have undermined trust between the two nations, and it needs to be restored first, President of Iran says. I think it makes sense. The issue of direct negotiations between the two sides has been rejected, but it has been mentioned that the path of indirect negotiations is open, he said. All right. Iran has never avoided negotiations, but the U.S. in compliance has created problems in the path, which should be compensated for, and trust should be rebuilt. It is behavior of the Americans that determine the course of the negotiation, the president of Iran said. On Sunday, Trump threatened Iran with bombing if a deal is not reached. A deal meaning to be on the liking of Trump, not Iran. As I mentioned, it will be, and I'm quoting, it will be bombing this if we'll be bombing the likes of which they have never seen before, he told NBC, Trump, the peacemaker, okay? Adding that Washington could also impose secondary tariffs on Iran if diplomatic efforts fail. Not diplomatic efforts, if they don't do what we tell them to do. Got it? Next one. Tehran responds to Trump's threat. The US president said that Iran could be bombed if it doesn't agree to a nuclear deal. They don't want to have a deal with you. Fuck off. Who the hell are you? Right? And again, the same thing they say right here. Next one. Trump's threat to bomb Iran would spark retaliation, its supreme leader says. Tehran reiterated his threat that Iran would be bombed if it doesn't accept his offer for talks. No, for his deal, outlined in the letter sent to Iran's leadership in early March. And they say, we're going to do it right there. The enmity of the United States and Israel had always been there. They threaten to attack us, which we don't think is very probable. But if they commit any mischief, they will surely receive a strong reciprocal blow, Khamenei said. And if they are thinking of causing sedition inside the country, as in the past years, the Iranian people themselves will deal with them. Got it? All right, move on. Iran's Khamenei warns of strong blow as Trump threatens to drop bombs. Putin silent on U.S. ire. Why? I'm going to give you a simple example. In horror movies, if you watch horror movies, it's not the known that you're afraid of. A guy with a chainsaw. Okay, fuck off. Give you a Mayageri and Urakian and you're done. With your or poke you in the nose. All right, that's it, or in a nostril. But if you go somewhere and you don't know what's in there and it's dark, your mind started working. So you are a victim of your own imagination, of your own fears. Therefore, I'm not going to react. Let's see what you think what I will do. Instead of saying, oh, we're going to do this to you if you do this. No. We're hearing you and we're staying here and we're looking at you. We're not saying what we're going to do, but we're watching. What do you think we'll do? Can they use nuclear weapons? Will they use their this? Make you think. That's why we're afraid of the unknown more than a horrible known. All right, next. This is the Sun, the US Sun. Tehran's vengeance. Iran warns Trump faces firm and immediate revenge after US masses B-2 bombers as nuke deadline nears. You got it? They got ready with bombers ready, huh? Iran has threatened the US with firm and immediate response if Donald Trump bombs the Islamic State in response to stalling nuclear deal talks. Remember, it was the United States of America, Trump, in the first administration that left the Iran nuclear deal. It was not Iran, it was the United States of America. Did you know that? Do you remember that one of the first things that Trump did was get out of the Paris Accords, which is great, you know, the global warming, okay? That's the first one. I applauded it. And the second one, he said, you know what? We don't like the deal Obama made with you, Iran. Obama in the name of the United States of America, not of Obama himself. So when Obama signed, or the Obama administration signed the deal with Iran, he signed in the name of the United States of America. When this guy came, he said, you know what? A deal is not a deal. That means today we make a deal, and tomorrow the next baboon comes and says, no, that's not a deal. So what's the point of making a deal anymore? Anyway, so that's why the president of Iran says exactly that. No. Obama made the deal. Trump came, canceled their part of the deal. That means they're unreliable. And then now he wants to make another deal. How about we don't want to make a deal? We're going to bomb you. Is that how it works? Now, if you think that's fair, I hope that happens to you. And you are Iran. Okay? I hope that happens. And I'm guaranteeing you, you will then cry and it's not fair. Use your, how should I put it, analytical skills and objective skills and, how should I put it, abstract thinking. Taking yourself out of the equation and think objectively of how, I don't know, thuggish this is. And if you can't do that, as I said, put yourself at the receiving end. And definitely when it's going to hurt you personally, you're going to realize I don't like that. When you're going to realize, hey, there's a thug out there. A lot of people are incapable of going in the abstract. They think only when it hurts me. Ban Emil because we don't like what he says or how he curses. Okay, ban Emil. But when it's going to be another Gigi that's not going to like how you talk or how you dress or how you look, and it's going to ban you. What are you going to say? How come? Well, how come you did that to Emil? Fuck off. All right, let's move on. All right, so this is what they want to strike up a nuclear deal. No, they want to just strike it the way they want it. And they already calculate right here. You see them? They already calculate from this little airbase right here how long it would take to come to Iran. They already calculate right there. How much? Very good with the bombers. That's fantastic. You're already going to do the bidding for that entity. Trump told NBC if they don't make a deal, they will be bombing. It will be bombing the likes of which they have never seen before. The threats also came as B-2 stealth bombers were deployed to the Chagos Islands as a stark warning to Iran. I'm assuming those islands are right here. Diego Garcia, Pacalica, Pacaroca Air Base, Baba Biba Air Base. Okay, but hey, Russia is the imperialistic power, not United States of America, who has bases everywhere to bomb whomever they don't like. And obviously the result is this. Iranian MP calls for nuclear bombs. The normal reaction of a country. The US relationship with North Korea shows that having such an arsenal has bought Pyongyang security, according to Ahmad Naderi. That's true, and I'm quoting. It will be bombing, Bobby Beep, and I'm quoting. Observing Trump's behavior and speech during his first term with North Korea shows that having a nuclear weapon has brought security to Korea. My friends, I said this for a long time. Yeah, the Koreans eat less. Yes, the Koreans might be a little bit, strange, but they are not Trump's bitches. It's okay. They are the Woodchucks bitches. I don't know about that one. I mean, we are here fatter eating their garbage of food, and we are their pets, the hamsters or the mice on that really spinning wheel, providing energy for them to do what? To bomb other countries. They get richer and we work harder for less. Thank you very much. So, my friends, yes, nuclear weapons. Remember, United States has no authority, no moral authority to own nuclear weapons, let alone tell others you should not have or you should have. Remember, Trump was the one who got out of the deal because he didn't like it, and now he wants to impose his deal to these guys alone. He doesn't want anybody else to be involved. Only, who the hell are you? I tell you who he is. He is an activated person, activated by interests that don't have United States of America at his heart. They use the United States of America as the bully boy to take care of, I don't know, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, maybe Gaza, maybe West Bank, maybe Lebanon, maybe Jordan, maybe Egypt, maybe Saudi Arabia, maybe certainly Iran, maybe Emirates, Arabs, and so on. Why do you think those guys invested? Why do you think Mohammed bin Salman said, we're going to invest $6 billion in the United States of America? Otherwise, we're going to fuck bombing you, man. Now, what are you going to do? Nothing. If we want you get out tomorrow of your, the House of Saud, what do you have over there? You have American weapons? We fuck you up. So they depend on these guys. So Mohammed bin Salman did not give $600 billion investments in the United States because he's a nice guy. He bought his 4 more years in office or whatever alive if Israel agrees. If Israel wants these guys to get the fuck away, they will go away. Now it's Iran turns, and the other guys got the memo. And Erdogan is a bitch anyway. So here you have it, my friends. Here you have it. This is the way the United States of America treats its people. As I said, if you think that's fair, or if you agree with that, I hope it happens to you in your private life. And I guarantee you say, because you know this is thuggish Al Capone behavior. What's going to happen? The Americans will push. The Americans will create a false flag operation, some gassing somewhere, maybe an American Gulf of Tonkin incident in the, who the hell knows where these guys, in the vicinity of Iran, we will be attacked. And we're just innocent. We're just going to go over there fishing. Okay, just fishing. The Iranians attack us next to their borders. Okay, and then we have to retaliate. We've been attacked. Remember how we invaded Mexico and we got half of there we purchased? Half of Mexico? American blood was spilled on American soil on Rio Grande. It was not American soil, it was disputed American soil. Do I need to mention how we got Texas? Go and check out. And you talk about Hitler and Anschluss and Sudetenland and then Czechoslovakia. They learned from the Americans. Texas is the greatest example. So don't give me this bullshit. Right? These guys have more skeletons than everybody else. But they say, don't look over here because I'm going to smack you. You don't want to make a deal. I don't want to make your deal. Let's negotiate. And maybe we can't reach an agreement. And what are you going to do? If you want to reach my agreement, I'm going to fuck you up. Like Napoleon Bonaparte said, I'm a man of peace. Unless the peace is under my terms. Well, that's not a negotiation over there. It's my peace the way I want it. That means I dictate. Who wants to be a subordinate? A weak person. A weak nation. Iran is not a weak nation. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.